How does the EcoSchools 7-step framework work, and what impact does it have on schools?
So through the EcoSchools 7-step framework, schools will put together a EcoSchools committee, and this is predominantly student-led, but it also involves other members of school staff, teachers, but also parents, wider community members, others with skills and knowledge to do with environmental issues and social issues, and also maybe even expert groups can come in and out as needed. This committee will really be the driving force of the EcoSchools programme in a school, and the first thing they do is carry out an environmental review, and this is a process whereby the committee will work together to review across the several different themes what are our main challenges facing us, our students, our school, our education, and how well is the school performing, and what are the gaps, what needs to be done next in order to help to improve our environmental performance, or to address some of those critical challenges that are really interrupting the quality of our education. Then, having identified the key themes, the process goes back into the staff room where the staff are engaged, and they look at their existing curriculum and work out where can we draw out more learning to do with these particular key themes, and in order to try to understand them more and help in the formation of solutions to address the problems that schools are facing. Alongside that, the learning will become very action orientated, so it becomes very project based, and the local community members, parents who might already be involved in the eco committee or might be brought in specially, can help to come and inform some of the learning and the knowledge and the solution development at that point too. Then we have an action plan developed, and that's when the learning turns into some concrete actions which are done in the school to address whatever it is that the school needs to address. And that really is a very action orientated, very positive part of the programme. Within that, there's monitoring and evaluation that is also fed into the curriculum with very important subjects such as maths, such as geography, science, used to monitor the projects being put in place, but also we cross the curriculum. So we might look at languages, we might look at art, design, sort of creative subjects, and how they can also help to inform and build and enrich in those projects and improve the outcomes. Finally, they have an eco code, and this is where the whole school is involved in really setting into stone some of the principles that they have adopted as an eco school, so it becomes part of the heart of the school. And that's a really important point, because you find that everyone becomes very proud then of being part of an eco school. So this is the 7-step framework, and what we find is that in learning to focus and organise action around particular key challenges, some of the biggest challenges in the education happening at that school start to be addressed. So most obviously the learning environment will improve. They green the school environment, they're creating better outdoor learning spaces, and they're also addressing some of the critical challenges which are maybe making the school environment a less comfortable place to be. So the whole thing becomes a bit more child friendly. But then we're also finding that some of the points where the parents are involved and wider community members are involved mean that some of the outcomes of those projects become really concrete, not just in the schools but also in the home. So we're seeing in some schools that replication, where the school life and environment is improved, so is the home environment, and that can help to address some of the access challenges if they're to do, for example, with health. if they're to do with even sometimes livelihoods, sustainable livelihoods, that we can address some of those challenges. Another thing that is addressed is the quality of the education. The teaching and learning becomes very project-based. It's much more experiential. The students are invested in it because they've driven the purpose of it. They've identified the challenges that need to be addressed. And so therefore the students are more engaged, and parents who may be involved are also seeing the benefits of their students' learning. So they're seeing the relevance of the education, and therefore they're more likely to encourage their students in their education to come to school, to stay at school, to work harder. So this is also in several cases starting to transform the quality of education in school, as well as address some of those niggling access issues. And as I mentioned before, there's relevance built in. So in this way, we're seeing some impact in the Eco Schools programme in addressing the UN's triple crisis of access, quality and relevance, whilst also addressing some of the critical climate change challenges which are impacting education and experience at schools themselves, and passing on important skills to do the same thing in terms of improving resilience at home and climate change action at home as well.